Cameron Kicklighter here with AHT show coverage. And we're really excited because our sponsor for this horse show is Experience Arabian Horses, and their entire mission is to promote the Arabian breed to people who may not necessarily be in our community right now. And we thought, what better way to really promote that than to go talk to some horse show moms and see how the Arabian horse has really enriched their lives and the lives of their family. So let's go talk to them. So my thing is, like, you could be doing basketball, you could be at camp, you could be at all these different things, but you chose to be here. So why horses?
Okay, I'll tell you. We tried other sports. We tried ballet, soccer, basketball, karate, ice skating. She liked all the sports, but didn't love it. She did a horse camp, then she wanted to take lessons. And I said, we're not doing that. That's not for us. We're not horse people. I don't know anything about horses. We went to her first show. I sat in the stands. I watched all the riders come out, and I thought she didn't come out. I didn't recognize her. She was in her element.
Aww.
She was so happy. I didn't recognize her. And then I knew that was it. There was nothing else.
Well, our daughter started when she was pretty little, and I don't think we had a choice to get back out. It was just what we do every summer now.
Why this?
I started showing at 11 myself, and I still compete. And my mother over there showed also, so we're just third generation in, and these are our vacations. We come here and we don't go other places.
Jennifer didn't start riding until she was about 12 years old, but ever since she was a little girl, she loved horses. And it took us a while to figure out how to get into riding competitively. And just by chance, a friend of my husband's had an Arabian horse sticker on his window of his car. So he asked him about it, and he said, come out to our barn and ride our horse. And from that time on, she was a barn lover. She was out at the barn all the time. Within a few months, she got her own horse, and it became a family activity.
You kind of become addicted, and we're still here 30 years later. And I'm not very good at basketball, so
That's a good reason not to do it.
That would not be my thing.
What are the benefits that you see that she gets from horses?
The sense of accomplishment and joy that it gives them is amazing. And then the character formation when they do well, but yet they may not get that ribbon, is almost priceless, because the real world that really values most girls for how they look, this values them for what they do. And they sometimes, just like in life, will win, sometimes they lose. They support all the other teammates and what their endeavors are and how well they're doing, or sometimes console them when they're not doing well. It's character building.
You know, you take a young girl, it teaches them responsibility. They have to work very hard to be successful at it. You can't just show up and phone it in.
Would you say that you're proud of your daughter?
Just a little bit.
Horses just gives her just so much confidence, and flying out here, she sat in between two women on the plane, and she talked the entire flight out here about her horses. She was showing them pictures, and years ago she would not have done that. She would not have been as confident enough to just hold a conversation with adults. And
When you apply to go to college or jobs and you let them know about this other world that you have, it's very no one hears about it. So it's nice. It's like a new experience that people can learn about, and it's different than everybody else, so it sets you apart.
What would you tell a parent who may have a child, they're doing something, they may not be totally bought in, but they don't really know how to get started with horses?
Well, I would say that it's easy to try slow. It's not something you have to jump into 100%. You can send your child to a camp. A lot of the Arabian farms have camps, day camps for kids. You can start that. You don't have to buy a horse to show a horse. You can use the trainer's horse. Sometimes the trainers, they have school horses that they let the girls ride and show. So you can start slow. You can lease a horse like you can lease a car. You can do that too. Now, no one's leasing a Lamborghini. They might be leasing you an Explorer, so, you know.
That's still a good place to start.
It's a great place to start without having to be all in where you all of a sudden own a 1,000-pound animal.
So you can just get a lesson, see if they connect with the horses. I think you know pretty fast if they're gonna going to connect or not, and just take it from there and start slow and just see where it takes you. And
Google and find a local barn to take lessons or a summer camp, a lesson summer camp, and get started that way. Summer camp's a really good way to get started with horses. It's kind of like a crash course.
Yeah.
And lots of fun with the kids.
It's something that, you know, a lot of kids play sports in high school, but once they're out of high school, you're done with those sports.
She ran into one of the hometown football players recently from high school, and he says, Jen, you're so lucky. You can continue your sport always. He says, I can't go be a quarterback anymore. Riding horses is something she can do always. It doesn't have to be at a competitive level. It can be at, you know, back home, trail riding, something more casual.
I think for people who don't necessarily know about the sport and no exposure, it can be a little bit scary. And I think something that we've heard a lot today is that it's more accessible than people might think.
I think it is. You have to explore what's in your area and find that barn that makes you feel good. You start in this by lesson horses. That's not that expensive. And then you build yourself into the show part of it as they gain strength. So it is accessible. It's just, and it's at any level, like any entry point. Don't feel like your child who is now 12 can't get involved. They don't have to start at 4. And so it's very inclusive for whatever age group.
Thank you to all of the parents who shared how the Arabian horse has enriched their lives, the life of their family, and the life of their child. And thank you to Experience Arabian Horses for everything that you do to promote the Arabian breed and for being our official show coverage sponsor. Now, if you or a child or someone you know is interested in potentially getting involved with horses or the Arabian horse, click the link in this video and you'll be able to find a farm near you. That's it for today. I'm out.
Dear Hands on Gloves, Amber has been in our family for 33 years. As a pasture mare, shedding presents unique challenges for us, especially with Amber's age. Your gloves allowed us to spend some time making her feel pampered. They not only massaged her tired muscles and relaxed her, but they also bring out the best in our special girl. They removed the hair dirt and dander and brought out that gorgeous, glossy coat that gave her the name Amber all those years ago. Thank you, Hands on Gloves, for making our old girl shine.